Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TBVanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team Breezy movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
Thank you for joining us for episode 12 of At the Vanguard. Let's start with the announcement of new RIAA certifications. Can you tell us about it, Tammy?
Yeah, the grass and greener went platinum, and he posted with Party and Privacy. That's gold. But I think EMAC had tweeted out that Party should be going double platinum real soon, or it is, and Privacy should be platinum as well soon, or it is. So that's great.
That is.
Which one is that? Oh, they said it's GAG is still showing gold on what is it? The RI? What is that? The RIIA or the
RIAA? RIAA.
Yeah, it's still showing gold.
Well, they already sent the plaque to him, so.
Yeah, they're probably just waiting for the certification or something, or the paperwork down.
Or they just haven't updated their website, that's all.
Right, that's what I told her. Like, they probably just didn't update it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, like Team Breezy, they sure go double check.
I know. But one thing I hope he realizes he needs to put Grass Ain't Greener on that album.
I think he is because now that it's gone, platinum, he needs to. Why wouldn't he? And I like that. I love that song. Grass and Greener.
Yeah.
It really was underrated. I don't know. I feel so. It was underrated.
Oh, I agree. I think it seems like they go, if it's not a dance song, they don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's like that's all they go for. But who am I?
It's not a dance song, right?
I know.
Or a rhythmic song, like
Right.
Question.
Right. So.
People love Western too. I just think it was just left on. That's all. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
And then once the song gets old, now everybody loves it.
I know.
Now everybody want to say, "Oh, but Grass and Greener, yeah, but where were you guys when it
I know.
came out?"
Right. They stay late. They stay late. I was talking about. Did you see? I can't remember the woman. Is one of the housewives or somebody that posted that they were on the plane listening to Graffiti. And I'm like, there's some people who now you talk about slept on. I consider that album a masterpiece. A lot of people, ignore it, but that was a great album. That was an amazing album.
Yeah, it was. He makes good music all the time. Like, Chris has such a unique voice. Like, his voice is different. And I felt that way, too, which is why I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me a Twitter account, because I swear, when I first started my Twitter account, I could have sworn I was talking to Chris Brown. I didn't realize everybody had his name. So my friend told me, she was like, that's probably a fake account. That's not Chris Brown. Because the person was responding to me, I was talking to Chris Brown.
That's too funny.
And I hear
it was Team Breezy who told me that those were not real accounts. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so and it's true because, like, I think Fine China, it was a couple of songs, even on the Minty album, I'm like, these are good songs, and I'm like, why is it these other songs that I don't like as much are going platinum? And,
Right.
And these songs aren't going platinum. They're much better than those songs. So that's what I was like, let me get a Twitter account, because I got to see what's going on here.
Right.
It's not making any sense to me.
What started the catalyst for that was when Chris tweeted, I want to, accept Kevin Hart's challenge and produce, donate $100,000. Anthony will take care of it for me, and all that.
Yeah.
And then there was these people. Of course, they're just haters, of course, because they're everywhere. But they were like, he makes $30 million a year. Why can't he donate more than $100,000? Excuse me. He doesn't have
worry
to
about
donate
yourself.
it.
What are you
worry
donating?
about yourself. What are you donating? What are you doing? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, tell me what you donated. What did you do for the relief?
It's like, that's not the point. The point is, he took up the challenge and he present, a lot of money. He did a lot of money.
And a lot of people from Houston responded to that and said he didn't have to give anything. He ain't even from Houston.
Right. Exactly. It has no real
he don't
association.
Live in Texas.
Right. But
even the people from Houston had something to say about that.
Like, yeah, they people got shut down. Those people got dragged. But it's just that it's unfortunate. Got dragged.
I mean, what are you doing? Can we talk about you? What did you donate?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it just was the most ignorant thing anybody can say. Like, but they always try to find something. It doesn't matter what he does.
Right.
It's always, they're gonna just say something, and at this point, they don't even care if it's stupid, if it makes sense or not. They just want to have something negative to say about him all the time.
I think they came from a good place. All of them did. But I think that you have to be careful about how you're handling charities and make sure, maybe what Kevin should have done is provided a list of charities, for the people who were taking the challenge, and posted that and told everybody, hey, here's, give whatever you can to these charities. You know what I'm saying?
But I think this is the thing about the Red Cross. This started from 2010 with Haiti. And I think because Red Cross is really first responders. But that bad name came because of Haiti. But what they really need to realize is that it was not the Red Cross in that issue. And Chris was a part of that with Diddy. I don't know if you remember, raising money for Haiti. But the problem was Haiti. A lot of problems and a lot of interference in getting help to people there.
Yeah.
And that really was the crux of why so many people had that bad feeling about the Red Cross. But because the Red Cross are known as being first responders, they're very efficient. Of course, some of it goes to administration, but it's very small.
Yeah.
That smaller than most. So I mean, but that was the crux of that, the Red Cross thing. But I don't think Kevin meant it that way. I think he just was like, oh, let me just do this quick thing, and and I know. But it just turned into a media storm.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I have an uncle that's in the military, and he talked about, not specific organizations that you give to for charities, but he talked about, how those resources, it's not just the Haiti government, it's our government too.
Mm-hmm.
When that stuff was going on with Katrina, he said he just saw stacks of stuff sitting around rotting, not being delivered. Right. It was not being transported. It was literally, it just was being, and he said that is, that's the thing about it across the board. You just because you send it don't mean they're gonna get it. Right. So you have to be sure that about it being important, about researching the charities you're donating to,
right,
that you're giving to, because you want to make sure that those resources are going to reach those people.
Yeah, social media is overused, but
yes.
Maybe
and people hide behind it.
Yeah,
people hide behind it. These are not things you would ever say to somebody to their face. These are things that you will only do behind your screen, your computer screen, behind your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like if I post something, I am the kind of person, but I'm upfront and center about everything. So that's with anybody, family, work people, whoever I'm dealing with. That's what you see is what you get, whether you like it or not. I don't care. But I do feel like there are people who are not like that. They're not true to what they post.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true across the board. I'm more, of course, with TBVanguard, there's 3 of us represented there. So we try to make it a little more professional. We don't, we on occasion let our personality shine through. But for the most part, we do that on our own pages. On my own page, right. I've learned not to drag people unless I'm provoked. but I have my moments. If something comes at me. But like when they were saying that something about Chris's tour, I don't remember, being a flop, and this is somebody who didn't even go to the tour, and I did drag.
Oh, I remember when he was talking about those numbers, he was lying. He wasn't telling the truth. Right, and
that person I dragged for filth, but
and he deserved that because he didn't know what he was talking about, because I couldn't understand what he was even posting about.
But yeah, social media is overused, but it's not going anywhere for any time soon. So it's just that people are going to have to learn better ways to communicate on it. And like I said, we did with TBVanguard, we really try our best to be somewhat professional, even though it's a fan page. Yes. We try to,
you guys are professional. I think you post a lot of professional stuff. I think you are polished. I don't see any personal things coming out of your Team Breezy. Are you responding to the negativity? You're not doing that now. I have responded to negativity. I have had to just go off on some people, especially when I knew you were posting live. I'm going to call you out on that.
Right.
But I own that, and I keep it moving. I let you know what's up, and I block you. The stuff that the fans post, they just regurgitate stuff that doesn't need to be regurgitated.
Exactly.
And sometimes I want to respond to them and say, you know what? The way you have communicated this, it's negative, because just stop reposting, stop doing that. Don't do it. Stop it. But even they don't even get, because people are just quickly typing something in and they don't really read it before they post it.
Right.
And sometimes I don't even realize that what they're posting is negative. I mean, they don't get it. They don't. And that to me comes from not being mature. That, not maturely communicating, maybe, lacking in that skill set. But then too, it lets me know too, it's a lot of kids on this social media. So a lot of babies out there. Yeah. Not people who are working in the real world.
Right.
Who have real lives. I could just tell you're in mom's basement.
Yes.
And it also has a lot to do with what they want to do, because I've noticed the same people that circulate the negativity, that's all they do.
Yeah.
That's all they do. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's all they do all the time. It's the same people, and every little thing somebody says, they have to retweet it or, make a thing out of it. Like, who cares? At this point, I already know that there's going to be negativity. People are always going to say anything. So I don't even care to hear that stuff. Like, let them say what they're going to say. Who cares? Like, who are they? Who are they to care about what they say? Oh, they said Chris this. Oh, they said Chris that. And I'm like, it's like really annoying. It really is. Like, every time. And then now several other people, I think it was something about a petition. Now, why would you want to make a thing out of that? Would you want to get more signage for it?
Right.
That's something that you see, and if you go or you discuss it on a DM or something, don't start tweeting that stuff all about. I was like,
I think that it upsets people. They get so personal. It is upsetting. That's why I was asking, well, who, what are you talking about?
Right.
But I don't know. I think that people get so upset about it. They don't understand or can't deal with or don't know how to handle that level or amount of negativity and hate. But they're living in a bubble, because we have that across the board in this world. Not just with Chris Brown. I mean, look at what happened with Joe Osteen. You can't make mistakes. You cannot make mistakes. People will drag you for making mistakes as if they're perfect, and that is not the case. Nobody is perfect. You have to. That is the unbelievable part that I am just realizing, how people are just almost any little thing you do. If you are at that level, it's almost like they put you at God status. God-like status, where you cannot make any mistakes. You can make mistakes, but sometimes people perpetuate it. Like, a lot of times someone says something, and because several or Team Breezies are, circulating or whatever the case may be, and they're retweeting it and they're responding to it, you're making it more than what it was. All it was a stupid statement. And if you would have just looked at it and left it as that, whoever agrees with that statement, then let them retweet it and circulate it. We don't have to say this is what this person said all of the time. Like, and it's annoying. Like, I had someone at me in on it. I'm like, listen, would you please? I don't know where you're finding these people, because they don't come on my timeline. I never get, really hate, like, saying anything about Chris, because I don't follow anybody but Team Breezy, and that is to avoid that kind of confrontation. Like, I don't want to be bothered with that. Sometimes I may, if they, someone asks me or something like that, then I'll respond. But, otherwise, or they're on Chris, who was it? It was somebody. Because I've noticed the guy who got fired, what was his name? The blogger that had his own blog. He goes into Chris comments when he doesn't get the response he wants from Team Breezy, because I've noticed a lot of Team Breezy have stopped going onto the blogs and arguing and clicking on all of the negative blogs and stuff. He goes into his comments. He goes on his IG page. He's in his comments to rile up Team Breezy in hopes that they'll, respond back to him, because they get clicks when you do. So one time I seen him in the and I'm like, look at him. He's so desperate. He's in his comments because what he really wants is for Chris to really respond to him. So then that will make it a story. But that's the thing. We have to stop making, these little silly comments an issue, and that will grow into a story. We need to stop that, because we're giving them more attention than they need. And a lot of things don't need any attention at all.
And let me just say
that is a form of promotion. When you retweet it, you're promoting exactly what that person said. And it's not only us who's looking at those tweets. A lot of people are looking at the tweets. Blogs are looking at the tweets. And they get a lot of information from our tweets in the IG.
And they do.
Because they have quoted people's tweets on their pages.
I don't know if people even realize that they actually make stories based on tweets. Even if the tweets aren't factual. That's how just unprofessional these so-called media people are. They're not real journalists.
They're just reporters.
They're not reporters. They're not journalists. They just come up with whatever they can to make a story. And I think it's worth saying that they really need, like you say, stop retweeting these things. But there's another thing. There's the issue of people doing things. They're totally independent of Chris. They may criticize another entertainer, but their Twitter name is something Breezy. Or something Chris Brown. Don't do that under that name, because it reflects back on him. And when they do that, they'll go in there attacking somebody, and then this other fan base is going in on Chris Brown. They were like, what does that have to do with Chris? Sweetie, look at your name. That's what it has to do with Chris. You brought that. By going in there, use a different name, use your other alter ego. I have a page that I go in on. Anybody I want to criticize on my page with my name, no problem. It has no reflection on Chris, because his name is not on there. We had we didn't have a heavy agenda, because the main thing we're talking about the Houston thing, and the other things happen organically. Now the big thing, of course, that happened today, we talked about early before we started recording, was the platinum certification that Chris received. So as of now, we have 3 platinum singles before the album's even released. So Grass Ain't Greener is double platinum. Party is platinum.
Privacy is a gold.
And Privacy is a gold. So, I mean, that album is already set to at least be gold upon release. So,
Yeah.
I really hope he realizes he's got to put Grass Ain't Greener back on it. He has to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's double platinum. That would be crazy not to. So we'll see.
Well, he posted it, and he said, two platinum and gold before the album dropped. So if he made that statement including Grass Ain't Greener, then he has to be including that on the album. According to that statement.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, and I hope you're right. Now, Tammy, how is the streaming going for Questions?
Well, I've seen I think it was CB News, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was just 14 million, almost 15 million on Spotify.
Just on Spotify.
Just on Spotify.
Go back to. There's a new single, Flip Mode, with Fab, because it's great.
Fabulous, yeah.
Another thing, of course, the show got canceled at Dre's last week. It's just so crazy that was just last week. It seems like so long ago already. But the show was canceled because a statue was knocked over, but people thought it was gunfire. So that's what they reported. But that's, of course, that was false. But the show was canceled. But he performed with Fab on his set, and then this week they released a single. Did you see the performances? He did do Questions. Not Questions. He said Questions and on Pills and Automobiles. He did that, but I couldn't find a video of him doing Questions. Did you have a video of him doing Questions?
There's a video on YouTube.
Of
him doing Questions, but yeah.
If you see it, would you send the link to me?
DM
the link to me, because I'd really like to get that. We wanted to use it just to try to advertise the song. Use the performance sometimes just to have something different. And then what's the other thing? Pills and Automobiles. I got that. I got a video of that, and I posted that. But those are the 2 things that happened this week: the performance at Dre's with Fab, and the other show being canceled. So everybody saw the performance with Fab, and have you heard the new single, Flip Mode?
I have not.
I haven't heard it either.
Me neither.
Yeah, it's a rap. It sounds good though. It sounds good. I mean, I like Fab anyway. I think Fab is very clever.
Yeah. Fab makes good music.
Right. And he makes good songs with Chris. The only disappointment I had during the party tour was that they didn't do Ready. And I actually tweeted to them asking for them to do it, but they didn't do it. Dee, did you have anything you wanted to introduce? Any subjects?
The only thing I was going to mention is that I think it was Mac, who's one of the songwriters for Heartbreak and the Full Moon.
Mm-hmm.
He said that Chris is close to, because of the sales and the positioning of the singles, that there's a very good chance if we continue streaming that he could actually go gold as soon as his album is released. Did you guys see that text? That tweet?
Yeah.
He said as soon as it's released or before it's released.
He says it has a very good chance of being gold, and I kind of just briefly looked at the text. I mean the tweet, but I know I could do some number crunching. I know Tammy could do some number crunching because I think it might just be 100,000 away from.
Wow.
I think, but I'm gonna do some crunching on my own.
I saw 250 million.
That's why I'm not do some crunching because he also said that I think it was him said that Grass Ain't Greener went platinum.
Yes.
So
yeah, it did.
So if that's true, that would mean that it got another 5 million or 6 million. I know I gotta crunch numbers, and Tammy, let's crunch numbers and see what we come up with.
Okay, no problem.
Because we still have 2 months, though. That's the thing.
I know.
So a little less than 2 months. So
might do more than expected.
Yeah, because if he drops a pre-order link, say the end of this month, then that'll help too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And besides, Questions is still new. It didn't take off yet. You know, it's only 2 weeks.
And Pills and Automobiles blowing up too. So the video on that one is still doing 1 million a day. So, but if that's cool, then we need to make. So we put out on a Friday, and I sent it out again this morning, that this weekend is a streaming weekend for Questions. And if we can continue just to have like streaming weekends and we can alternate between videos and songs, then we can help to make sure that it would be gold by the time it gets released. So I still want to know how close we are, because I think sometimes when we say, 200,000 more views and it'll be the next million, people seem to take that as an incentive to start streaming. So, Hey, Tammy, let's see if we can crunch the numbers and see what we come up with, if we could.
Okay.
I had a question.
It will, eventually.
What did you guys talk about with the cruise? Because I know I saw some stuff on the prices were high.
Oh, it's very expensive. I've been on that. One of my friends did that cruise also. I did it a long time ago, but I know somebody that did it. They did it in 2010, and it was like 5,000 still then, because I paid 5,000 to go, and but I think mine was because I didn't have anybody in the room with me. But I know that she paid 5,000 for she and her husband for their 20th anniversary in 2008. So it's not cheap. It's not a cheap trip. It's a very expensive trip. They raise a lot of money. That's the Tom Jordan Foundation. It's typically, I think it's a 7-day cruise. I can't remember. It may be different years. I don't know. But they haven't announced where they're going yet, and they haven't announced all the acts. I know that. But they just put out the headliners. And Chris is one of the headliners. He was so excited to announce it. And we already had somebody from Team Breezy asking in Instagram, how can they find out about this trip? And I said that, I asked the question. I went on Tom Jordan's page and I asked, when will we get booking information? I haven't had an answer yet. But I tell them to let them know as soon as the booking information's ready. So have you seen booking information, Dee? You said it's expensive.
No, I just know that somebody said, I think it was CMB had something on her page where it looked like they said that there's some pricing or some dates, but then again, I want to see something official. So I was just wondering if you guys had talked about that, and because I know, I don't want to post anything until we have something official though.
Yeah.
Because people can go off, but hopefully maybe there'll be something new, especially when they decide where it's going to be. But Paula, didn't you say something about, you went to see Erykah Badu, that she actually, even though she was on the cruise, she actually was at an island where she actually performed, and it wasn't performing on the ship? Right.
She didn't perform on the ship. She performed because it was like too many people who wanted to see her. And I can't remember what year it was. I guess it was 2008 or maybe. But they had us go to an island. The ship landed, docked, and we went to the island and we saw the performance on the island. And she was amazing. But yeah, it wasn't done on the ship. The ship sometimes, because there's a limited number of, the rooms aren't as big. They have, their ships are huge, but they still can't hold the number of people that would want to see it. If that ship holds 5,000 people, there's no room that holds 5,000 people like that. Most of them don't have that anyway. So, that's probably why they did that. So I'm thinking, if Chris did it, they probably would have to do it. And I did notice, and it's not just because I'm a fan, that he got the biggest cheers. Did you notice that?
Yes.
When they announced the name?
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I said that is going to sell so fast just because he's on there. I called my travel agent and told her I need you to find out about this.
But it's from the Tom Joyner Foundation. It's usually on Black America Web. Black America Web is his page. I mean, he's really really big on charity, charity work and that kind of thing. It's just it's like just a calling for him, and he's raised a lot of money through that the Tom Joyner Foundation. So once they announce it, we'll know, but it will not be inexpensive. So it's typically, this is typically you go on the tour. We're not talking, kids, because anybody's free to go, but typically it's people who have, disposable income. People who are employed and have, disposable income.
Question. When you said that Erykah Badu did it, that's kind of when they do anything on the island or on shore, that's kind of considered an excursion. So would that be what did you have to pay extra to attend that, or was that included in your pricing?
That was included in the price, yes. Okay. Everything is inclusive.
Okay. I kind of hope they go to Brazil or someplace like that. And Chris can stop and perform for the fans in Brazil or someplace like that, or the islands, because like Erykah Badu did, because he's got tons of fans. I guess you just have to wait and see the destinations and the protocol. So
but I heard they're going to somewhere in Mexico, and in one place is Jamaica.
Let's see, that doesn't sound right. I'll tell you why that doesn't sound right, because typically if you do Western Caribbean, it's either Western Caribbean. I could be wrong, but just on cruises I've been on, you do Western Caribbean, so you do different Mexican islands or maybe Dominican Republic. But if you do the Bahamas or Jamaica, you might do that's East Coast. So it's usually not together, usually not on the same cruise. But maybe they come up with something different. I don't know, but they're just speculating because nobody knows yet. Because 2018, we probably won't know for another couple of months. Because usually you get about a year to pay for it. Haven't you experienced that?
I don't even care where we're going. I don't even care as long as we get to see him perform and possibly meet him. That's such a small setting.
Yeah.
That ship.
Well, the ships are huge, but it's just that it's enclosed. It's very
opportunity. I'm just like, I really want to see, and plus I'd always wanted to go on one of Tom Joyner's. This would be the great opportunity. So I just told my husband, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. So I might bring the kids. I don't know. It depends on if it's during school time. I'm not gonna bring them, but
it usually is. I'm trying to think. I want to say October, November. Like it's in the winter, but it's not, of course. But it's lovely because you get to be, and especially coming from here, you're in the warm climate,
right?
Yeah. But that's next year, though, right? So we're talking 20.
That's a long time. That's a long time away, boy.
It's going to take me that long to save my pennies up. That's why I need as much time as possible to save my nickels and dimes.
Oh,
so
I thought it was going to be something in the summer. That's what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought those celebrity cruises were in the summer.
Not his cruise, not Tom Joyner's cruise.
Okay.
When I was on it, it was in the fall. But it could be different this year.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I don't even care.
But usually you get a year to pay because, that you don't, most people can't, some people can, but most people can't pay for a cruise all at once. So that's, I think that's why, it's typically like that.
Well, that's good. Then that means that, people who really want to go can plan it and,
right.
Get time off from their jobs and whatever you need to do to I have to make sure my husband knows what date it is so he can schedule the time off. So
right.
That's why we gotta wait for the details. We gotta find out all the info on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. No. Then I need to figure out where we're going. Then it'll matter where we're going if he's just going to be showing up for the performance.
Yeah, because that'll give too much time for man. Listen, they'll be trying to get to that home for sure.
You got that right.
Well, we won't know that. Yeah,
and they got all day,
where his room
and they have all day and all night to try.
You're right.
That is interesting.
So yeah.
Okay. So that throws
most
in.
Most of the security would be trying to ward them off of Chris.
Oh yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, that's why I said I don't think that they're gonna be that high level of a celebrity. I can't imagine him roaming around the ship. I really can't.
But I mean,
you never know. You never know, Chris.
What I've noticed about Chris, because they said the same thing about the residencies. Like, people normally tend to believe that residencies is for like singers, like, when their career is almost over, or
that's old school. Yeah.
But Chris has actually changed that, because now everybody is coming to Drea's now and doing acts and stuff like that, or probably want a residency because that's money coming in. And probably him doing this on the ship, it'll be other acts, and that's a way for businesses to grow too. Because you don't just want the oldies but goodies. You want you want to bring in the new people and that new money, the new crowd coming in too. So,
you want
to, and that's what this would do.
Oh yeah, he want
to. What's hot?
Bring,
want to bring in what's
he's
hot.
Gonna bring. Yeah, he's gonna bring a whole different demographic to that cruise ship. It's gonna be so much more young people on that trip. Like, they're gonna be sick of the young kids. Like, oh my God, why are they here? I know why they're here for the damn cruise crown, but why are they here?
If they don't buy your full of tickets first.
I know.
Yeah, but it'll be more acts. It'll be more acts. So it'll be.
But you could tell he's the. But he's the top one. They had to dish out the most money for him.
Yeah.
They had to.
So he's like the grand performer. Like, everybody's gonna go before him. Like.
So who else was headline? I didn't even see anybody else's Christmas name. Was there anybody else?
It's the OJs. The OJs, the Isley brothers, Babyface, Tamar, and Chris so far.
Well, what about this, though? What about this? Now, Paula, you said the cruises are well, we know cruises are expensive, but if you're going to a celebrity cruise, then that's even more expensive. So you have to actually get, like, modern day acts, in order for people to kick out that kind of money, opposed to, to see celebrities. They want to see, because even people that are a little older, they still, listen to good music that's coming out now. Not only, like, the oldies but goodies, but I think that's a way of them enhancing their business as well. They don't want to, because I remember seeing the boat rides or the cruise rides before, but it never really had, like, modern day or younger people as an act on the cruise. And they're gonna have to get younger people. They want to, people to spend that kind of money for the modern day act, because that's what's selling now.
Well, you're making a good point, because the thing is, it was typically before an oldies show.
Right.
That's how it started out, and like, Erykah Badu was like the only, and I think that's why there was so many people that wanted to see her, because she was kind of new at the time, and she was one of the younger people. And now, of course, they're going to have to get new blood, because people wanting to see the oldie shows, not just dying off, they're just not going on cruises. I'm too sick, I can't go. And so it's like people aren't going on cruises as they get older. The audience for that crowd has gotten older.
Right.
So they've got to have newer.
Right.
They have to. And so, yeah, that's
Right.
a crucial thing they're doing to take it into the next generation, because otherwise the cruise could possibly die out. That's going to be good.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, God, we really do need to wrap it up. It's oh my God, it's 5:00, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I gotta go eat dinner, then we'll come back and request.
But we've got to. Oh yeah, 7. But
all I want to say though is that we just got to stay focused on the streaming and stuff and doing the requests tonight. And if we get some information on the cruise, we'll post it as well. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. I reached out to my travel agent. They should be getting back to me by Monday.
Okay. We'll discuss how the the streaming the request party went.
The request went.
Yeah, that'll be a topic.
And we'll also kind of see if we could just do a recap on how many people or what the numbers were for Chris's documentary showing in Mexico, because that was this week too. So hopefully we'll have those numbers from Riveting.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks.
All right,
everybody.
ladies. Have an awesome rest of the weekend.
You too.
You too. Happy Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.